Okay, well, what I'm going to have to be doing here, as you can see, I'm going to be cutting that cast iron pipe out of there. Got to replace it. It's leaking down that main stack there. So I'm just going to take all of that out of there. I'm going to see. I can see if this blade will do the trick. I sure hope it does, because if it starts to cut, then what I'm going to do is anchor up that, because I've got to rope these up or screw a board across the top. I got to tie this up because those are about 50 pounds a piece on those fittings, and I don't want them to come crashing down on me. When I do start chopping the fittings out, or if I can get this cut up there, then I'm going to be able to cut it down lower. And I'm really hoping this sawzall works, because I'm not too happy about having to use a chop wheel if I have to, but I will. Oh, this is going to work. Did a lot better than I thought it would. Much rather use the sawzall than the chop wheel. There we go. It's just about there. All the way. Yeah, just a little bit more. There we go. Sweet. That pipe did move a little. Alright, well, I'm glad about that, because I got off the rest of it pretty easy. Got this right here. Coupling. I like that blade. It was expensive. They were 10 bucks a piece. But it sure beats. I gotta use some chop on this. almost there. I can see some water dripping. So far, so good. Well, I'm going to make me another cut right there. So I'm just doing this as a precaution. Like I said, these weigh about 50 pounds, and I could just cut it and let it hit the floor, but then it just makes a mess, and it might bust with the concrete. Just tie that like that for now. Sweet. Don't need that no more. Don't need this now. I'll get it right out of my way. Okay, that's down onto that now. Cut that piece. Cut the height, they get a front one there. I might try to cut that out of there. I figured I'd see first how this goes. I got a rubber boot I can put in there. Be all right there. And I am replacing that cap. That is what I have for the clean out. Those are the only ones that fit that cast iron because that's like a 3 3/4 inch thread. So a 3-inch cap's too small, 4-inch cap's too big. And they make these stop plugs for that. That'll shove down in there. I'll loop that up, get that baby down in, and she'll tighten up and she'll be good to go. That's what you do with that. Tighten that down and that baby's in there. Circle behind that because that's still a good solid thick piece. No holes in that, and it's leaded in good solid. I'm just going to clean it up around it a little bit so the vertical tightens down good and flush. See that these are all leaded in. Can't bust that all out with a rubber boot in there. If that joint is bad and leaking, okay. exactly what I come all the way through. I know where I need to be. Primer that, glue that one piece in to the top side of this T. Yeah, this purple primer can get messy, and that's why I've got this cardboard all down here. So that I can make a mess all over the floor. It's already pretty messy, just from the mess that it makes doing this stuff. You just want to make sure you get those primed good inside. Like that, so it's going to help melt, let the glue melt plastic together. Because this stuff kind of melts together, doesn't it? It glues, but the glue kind of melts the plastic a little bit so that it makes a good solid tight seal. Purple primer can get really messy, and so you gotta be careful with it. And usually you're supposed to have a nub on it just so that they can see that it's been primed when they look at the joint, if someone was ever to. Oop, I didn't need to prime that side. That's getting a vertical. That'd be alright. Just makes the vertical slip a little harder. That's all. Well, I might as well put a fifth primer out and glue that side in anyway. Oops. So much as well. That's got a couple birds on it there, so set that there. Put these in, you want to try to turn the pipe a little bit as you put it in there. Hold it down for a few seconds. Let it harden up. Okay. There. Alright. Alright, so in case you don't know, like I said, that's called a Furco coupling, and that adapts this steel pipe to plastic. Usually you gotta cut a little stub to go in there. What I want to do with this Furco, I'm going to slide it all the way up if I can, and then I can put my pipe in there, glue it up, it's good to go. I didn't want to use another Furco here if I didn't have to, just because I didn't want to have to. There's just a little above the pipe. That'll allow me to put a short stub in there. That has a little drip there, and I definitely you don't want no drips on your PVC when you go to do it. So if you have that issue, a lot of times all you got to do is just get a little piece of toilet paper, stuff it up in there. That'll stop the water, as long as there's not a lot of water. I just had a few drips coming out, but one little drip can get down in between that glue and primer and end up causing it to leak. I don't want that, so I had to clean that off, or it's got a little duck on it from that. Cool. And then when you're using this stuff, if you haven't used it before, I can't smell it anymore because I've been around it for so many years, but it's a strong smell. It can be, and also you want to make sure you don't drip any in your eye or anything, because it'll really burn. I gotta clean my coupler. Move that so it don't spill. I'm going to glue this piece on first. And this is the all weather glue, or the heavy duty I should say, not the all weather. It works a little better than the others, just the plain Jane stuff. And then you want to get glue on your fitting in on your pipe. And I'd like to see you put it together. You want to give it a twist or two. And sometimes they'll push back, so you want to hold them for a minute or two. Once it's set up, it only takes a couple seconds usually. And that's going to go like that. And I'm just going to And I'm putting it in and turning it till it fits. I want to make sure that it's not too long. It looks like that's just what I want. I know where to really set that glue to where I can keep them. I don't want to knock it off and spill it all over the place. Actually, yeah. Right there. Come down about that primer. I just snipped that with that stinking glue. Dang it. So now, as you can see, the front goes up and good and solid. The coupler's on there, that's all good and solid. There's a clean out right there. And now I just got to put another wire, connect that bathtub drain. And then I'm going to hook that. And that will be, then all I got to do is bring the other piece down to the bottom. I'm going to primer pieces I got here. And what this is a 4x4 by 1.5 inches. Usually you can't find a 4x4 1.5 inches. It's 4x4 by 2, and then you just reduce down, but they had this one already, so I like them when they're smaller like this because they're not so long, they don't take up so much space. Okay, so that's all primer. Usually you want to rub off all the burrs on the end if you can with your hand or glove or a rag on the end of the pipe there, just so you have that. That way you got a smoother transition trying to go in. What I do, try to go straight in line with that. 6-inch piece. That one was a little too short. a handsaw on this stuff. Then I'm going to prime it. Like I say, you always want to prime inside of the fitting and outside of the pipe. And I like to put glue on both pieces because it helps them slip together a little better. If you put it on just the one and the other one's dry, you take a chance on the leak, and then you also have to fight it a little bit more. And one more cut I'll be making on this piece. Piece an inch and a half. Where's the glue? Here. So what I want to do here is glue this piece into the top of that, because my next piece is going to go up and then slide into the bottom. Glue that up and I'll be set to go. Turn it, twist it a little, and hold it in place. Give it a couple seconds, and it should be good to go. Spent about half of the can of glue when it tipped over. I got enough to finish. Chances are this stuff would dry all out anyway. Before I used it next time, I used to do this stuff all the time, every day, but now I'm retired, so I don't buy a lot of the glue or primer anymore because I just don't do much of it, and it just goes bad on me and dries all out. Okay. Alright, now I got a piece inch and a half here. That's gotta be a 4-inch piece. this one at the same time. That pipe is flexible enough, it's going to pull back out of the way, which is good, because otherwise you'd have a hard time getting in there to glue or getting the piece in, because it'd be so tight, but it's flexible enough. Where's those channels? Okay. Glue all over my measure. It's like about a 4-foot piece or so. And that will be 44 3/4. So that's 44 3/4. That should be the last piece, the last cut. Vertical here first, and then I'll be able to slide it all the way down when the time comes. Get in there. Clamps are too tight. Piece. Just gotta clean around this. grab that piece that I had the toilet paper on in. Hopefully this flexes enough for me to do what I gotta do. I'm gonna have to bend it, move it over just a little, shove that pipe up in it, and then ain't much left of my glue brush here. Looks like it's coming right apart on me. Again. There it goes. It is in. There. Go. Alright, that takes care of that. It's all back together. All the cast iron is gone. There's that down there. Then up there. Everything's together, finished, good to go. As you can see how that all looks now. So that is finished.